YouTube, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Mel2 Nasty, and today I'm bringing you guys some more King's Fall raid gameplay. And this time around, this one is going to be a little special just because I haven't seen too many people do this, and I haven't seen too many people complete this, let alone doing it. But last night before I went to work, me and my raid squad actually got on and raided, and we had 6 men all the way up until the daughters. We sat down for a second and we was like, okay guys, are we really about to try this? Are we really about to do this with 5 people? And we all started talking about what type of weapons we had, and everybody was like, well, I have a touch of malice, I have a touch of malice, I have a touch of malice too. So we was like, okay, well, it's doable. We didn't even have a weapons of light. So we was like, yo, if we fail, fuck it, we just gonna try it. Like, well, oh well. If we don't get it, we'll just jump back on here tomorrow after I get home and wake up or something. So we tried the daughters, we beat it. So it was like, yo, are we gonna try Oryx? We're like, fuck it, hell yeah, let's do it. So that's pretty much what you guys are gonna be watching now. And I just wanted to talk about some of the raid mechanics throughout this raid run here. And it's funny because we actually did this on our first try. Like, this is the run right after beating the daughters. Like, we didn't wipe at all on Oryx. And to me, is this raid hard? No. Is this raid complicated? For the wrong fire team, yes, it truly can be. This raid is the most team-oriented raid that Bungie has put out. I do like this raid. On a scale of 1 to 10, I will give this raid, actually, as far as mechanics, boss fights, and just pure teamwork and things of that nature, I will give this raid an actual, I'll say maybe a 9, maybe even a 9.5 out of 10. But we all know how I feel about the loot drops in this motherfucker. We know about that. I ain't giving the loot drops above a 7 because it just be bullshitting me. But we ain't gonna go back into last video's rant. We ain't gonna do that. Even though at the end of this video, you guys will see proof that I get bullshitted a lot when it comes to my RNG. I'm not gonna spoil it for you what I get, but for 20 motor and shards, you can say your boy won't too happy. But it is what it is. But yes, I think the raid mechanics in this raid, like I said, I think it's easy, but I think it's complicated for the wrong fire team. If you and your other 4 or 5 fire team members aren't completely on one page communicating time in and time out, you're gonna have a little bit of problems because of the simple fact these boss fights take so much precision. Yes, you can die in the boss fights. Yes, you can. I'm not saying that you have to do it flawless or you have to do it this way. There's certain ways you can beat every boss. But the thing is, you have to be so like precise with how you do things, because one wrong move can fuck up the whole team when it comes to these boss fights in King's Fall raid. Now, first, we're going to talk about the War Priest. I haven't really seen anybody attempt the War Priest differently, because it's nothing that you can really do different in that fight that could give you the advantage. You literally, all you need is just good snipers, somebody who know how to shoot ads when the buff gets to 2 seconds, and I guess a couple hunters or a hunter and a titan for weapons and tether. And shit, honestly, you don't even need that. That's not even a necessity. That's just, if you got it, you got it. Then that means you just gonna get through it quicker. And that's really the only way I've seen the War Priest beat. I haven't seen like no other strategies, no anything of that nature. So the War Priest is actually it's kind of simple. Now, the room to get to the War Priest, I have seen people put 3 people on each side I have seen people put 2 people in the middle, 2 people on the left, and 2 people on the right. I have seen that. So those are the only 2 ways I've seen people beat the glyphs, actually. And let's see, for Golgoroth, I've seen 2 people. I mean, I've seen ways, 2 different ways that people actually beat Golgoroth. Instead of having 2 gauge grabbers on the outside of the pit, you have 1, and one person drops down. I mean, one person stays up while the other 5 drop down. But you have to be this way. You have to be a little more precise with the timing, because it can throw you off, since you only have, like, I think it's either like 10 to 15 seconds to damage the boss while he's while the gaze grabber is grabbing the gaze. But yeah, so what you do is you clear out all the ads, and once you clear out all the ads, you guys communicate real quick and rotate Fogoth so the person who's grabbing gaze can get it cleanly, and then you shoot down 1 orb. And which orb we usually shoot down is R1. We usually shoot down the first orb in the front to the right. And once we shoot down that orb, everybody just jumps in while that gaze grabber has 15 seconds on his timer. We just jump in, we tether him, drop a bubble if we got it, and we just lay into him for 15 seconds, and then the gaze grabber calls out, alright guys, get ready to get out, I got 3 seconds. So we might pop a couple more shots off, and then we're out of there. So we get out the pit, and we only pop 1 bubble. So we get out the pit, we re-clear ads again, and repeat, rinse and repeat. That's literally how you beat Fogoth with 1 gaze grabber. Now, I'm pretty sure all you guys know how to beat him with 2 gaze grabbers. Shit, y'all might know how to beat him with 1 also, but I'm just explaining how me and my squad do things. But yeah, so with 2 gaze grabbers, you want a gaze grabber on the left side outside of the pit, and you want a gaze grabber on the right side outside of the pit, and you want to clear ads the same way as if you got 1 gaze grabber. You want to get Golgoroth's attention to who's not grabbing gaze first, so the first person who is grabbing gaze can get his attention and have a clear, cannot get his attention and have a clear shot on him. And once that happens, then everybody shoots down the first orb they want to go to first. Yeah, there's different ways you can shoot down the orbs when you got 2 gaze grabbers, because that gives you a little bit of leeway. So I don't know how everybody else do it, but we usually start off, we go R1, L1, R2, L2, R3, L3. So we just pretty much go back and forth down the line as we move back and forth. That's pretty much how we get things done. And when the first gaze grabber gets to 3 seconds, he let the other gaze grabber know, like, hey, I got 3 seconds, get ready to take the gaze, so they can keep on moving in the pit. So that's the original, well, I can't even say that's the original way of doing it, but that's the most common way I've seen it done, with 2 gaze grabbers for Golgoroth. And once again, that fight isn't hard. It can be hard if you do not work on the same team. If you know, well, excuse me, if you do not work as a team, it can be really, really hard. But for the witches, the witches can be done. It's all got to be done the same way, but there's just different spots on the map you can go to. And I actually died right here. I was so close to getting to that fucking bubble. Man, it makes no sense. But yeah, I was the one that died at the end. It's all good. My homie still brought it home. But yeah, the witches aren't really that hard either. And we did 5-man the witches also, so it can't be that hard. But yeah, the boss fights in this raid, they like I said, like I've been saying, they aren't hard. They're just more complicated and team oriented. That's the word I've been looking for this whole time. More team oriented. So yeah, guys, look at what I get from this bullshit ass chest for 20 moldering shards. Bungie, are you serious? You take 20 moldering shards from me and all you give me are gloves? No weapon, no no other armor piece, no special helmet, no exotic, no nothing. All I get is some gloves. And they won't even 310 at that. They were 303. But guys, this video has come to a close. I hope you guys enjoyed as always. But don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe. It's been your boy Mel Too Nasty. Have a great day. Much love. Peace out.